Hello everyone, Reece Coker from Combat Academy, and welcome to one of our exciting tutorials. Today we're going to talk about the best stance and the best position to be in when you are attacked or approached by an attacker. Often we wonder, how should we stand? Various martial arts teach us various things. Some tell us to adopt a very definite aggressive stance, like perhaps like a horse stance, and suddenly you look like you're ready to fight. In some ways that can be quite stable, but only under some and certain conditions. So what is the best way to stand when you're approached by an attacker? Number one, the first consideration is that we've got to show the attacker that we don't want to fight, we don't want to engage with them. We've got to initially take the passive stance. And try to de-escalate things. That's very important. If I stand like this, first off, suddenly I look like a fighter, I look like I want to fight. This could inflame somebody. So instead I'm going to adopt a very passive stance. I'm going to be here. My lead hand is out front, both palms are showing. This hand is in front of my face, my elbows are closed in, and I'm in this position. And in this position I would start to talk to the attacker, and I would say, stop, stay back, stay where you are. I don't want any trouble. Listen, I'm not interested. And despite my language, whatever my language is, whatever words I use, this is a universal signal to stay back. In every language, it's common. And it looks passive, but don't be fooled. Although it looks very passive, it's also a very clever way of keeping somebody at a controlled distance. If I switch it up and turn sideways and work with my colleague here, if he was standing there with his fist clenched, looking like he's ready to fight me, this hand, you can see it's going to travel towards me. He's winding it up, ready to strike. But the distance of travel here is quite considerable. That has got to travel all the way here to hit me. If you look at my passive stance, I'm here, calm down, I don't want any trouble. If you look at the distance of travel here, from my hand to his face, I'm going to get there way before him, considering his distance to travel. This hand could clap round the side of the ear, I could jab him in the eye, I could hit him in the throat, if I needed to. But I'm starting from a passive position. Look, stay back, I don't want any trouble. And if he goes to hit me, I'm going to get there first, okay? So this is our entry stance. Whenever we feel threatened, we keep our distance like this, we control the distance. Stay back, I don't want any trouble. We call this defense. Okay? We call this defense. Very important position to learn and to master. In terms of our feet are around about just outside of shoulder width apart, not too wide. I'm fairly neutral, I'm fairly well balanced. Around 70% of my weight is on this back leg and about 30% on the front leg. And I'm getting geared up to go backwards. If he goes towards me, I'm going to move backwards. I'm going to try to maintain my distance. Very important. I've got to try and maintain my distance. If I can stay away from him for a long time and he can't get to me, then potentially I'm safe. But of course, I might run out of space, which is where I've also got to learn other techniques as well to complement this. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I hope it's given you an insight into the best stance and position to be in to keep your distance from your opponent. Stay tuned for the next video, where we'll be talking about how to avoid punches and the best way to block them and not get hurt.